Max here at the Landfather YouTube channel, and today me and Griffin are going to start the restoration project on this old farm trailer I drug down here from West Virginia. So let's get into it. Here's this old trailer. It's an old Gehl farm trailer. I reckon it hasn't had any sort of load on it in more than 2 decades. But so what we're going to end up doing is new tires, put some deck boards on it, get this rust off, get a coat of paint on, probably reinforce this center section a little bit, and start to use it around the farm. We'll see. It might be, once we dig into it, we might find out that it's not worth it, but it's pretty simple. It should be pretty good. And Griffin's already over there trying to pop these wheels off.
So as you see here, Griffin's taking off the wheels, and I started grinding off all the old bolts and all the things, and he joined in with the grinders and just trying to clean it up. Here's a little bit more of the grinding, and then I started to wheel off all the paint, all the loose rust rather, to get ready to put some Rust-Oleum rust reformer on it and paint it. This is one of the few times where a corded drill is a really nice thing to have. Here's a lot more wire wheeling off loose paint and rust, trying to get this thing ready for its first coat of paint.
All right, good morning, everybody. So it's morning of day 2 of this trailer project. Take a look at this. So here was our stopping point last night. We got the bulk of all the loose rust and paint brushed off of pretty much everywhere. Got this pipe holder piece welded back on. We're adding some diagonal bracing to this center part. That's just that piece is just tacked on right now. We'll stitch that up a little bit better. There was a couple pipes sticking out of here that we had to cut off and grind off, and got these grease fittings actually cleaned off to the point where we think they may end up taking grease. Got the hitch cut off. That's laying over there on the ground. I think that one was just too far gone to be able to be usable. So I think I'm going to get a piece of steel and cover this up, just make it flat and enclosed, and then probably just weld a new hitch onto the top. I think I probably want to take these linkages apart, clean them up real good, probably put some lubrication in there. So it's not ready for paint. You know, we still have a little bit more we need to get off of here, but what we're going to end up doing for paint, so this Rust-Oleum rust reformer, which is actually, I just did a little spray test last night. This chemically bonds to rust and apparently delivers a paintable surface. I've never used it. This seemed like a good opportunity to test it. And then we're going with a nice yellow farm implement spray paint. So that'll look really good. And we're going to put, I was thinking I might buy new boards, but I've got some 2x8s. 2x10s rather, that are 8 feet long, which is basically right as what the bed of this is. I'm just going to put those on there. I'm trying to do it the homestead way and not spend too much on this project. So far we're just in it for the paint and our time. There's a little placard back here, which so this is a Gehl G500. So I'll see if I can't look up a little bit about what this thing looked like originally. One of the other things I'm kind of considering too, this is the rear of it. It's got a pin here, but it, to my mind, would be much more useful to have 2-inch receiver back here. But that would be an awfully long combination for certain parts of the farm. So got a lot more work to do on it, but we're well underway. And I think it's going to turn out really nice, at least for what it is. You know, it's kind of an old beat up ag trailer that's been bubbled together multiple times, including right now. But I'll tell you what, got some new jack stands from Harbor Freight, and I'm pretty happy with them. They sure are holding this trailer up real nice. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking these tires off, cleaning these wheels up a little bit, putting some paint on them, and then going to like a used tire shop and seeing if they've got, 4 decent tires for cheap and get them on there. I don't really feel like, buying all new wheels and tires. Little tool update from this project. So Milwaukee Impact continues to be a beast. I like that thing a lot. This cordless angle grinder is good if you work within its limitations. I was running the wire brush on it, and if it's going like full blast for a couple of minutes, the batteries do not last very long. Um, Harbor Freight, let's see, that's a Bauer angle grinder. Worked really good. Porter cable drill worked well. I actually didn't use this Bosch multi-tool. I used this Milwaukee one with a scraper blade because there was like a huge amount of like, you can kind of see it in there, like blue gunk on one part of the trailer, and it scraped it off really well. So there's a little tool update. I'm spray painting this old hay wagon to turn into one happy trailer. Uh, but man, yellow versus black is a tough battle. So I'm working on this hay wagon. Paint's getting really close. And one of the things last fabrication things I need to do is close up the tongue here. I don't like an open edge like that. I cut that off from it. So I've got this old lawnmower blade and one of these little welding magnets. I think what I'm gonna do is just weld it to that and then just whack it off. And then grind it and paint it, and grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. I'm not a good welder, but I think I can do this. All right, so this is a shameful working condition, but I'm still welding this lawnmower blade on here. Look at how beautiful. Look at it. So I can finish the paint, so I can get this thing out of where it is and inside my shop, so I can get the deck put on and really just kind of clean up. This project is gumming up the works of the whole side of this shop, but well, I'm going to probably go ahead and get this cut off, probably grind it a little bit, weld it a little bit more, and then get this hitch on. All right, here's what we're left with after some grinding. And you can see I don't have very good weld penetration there. You can see that little maker's mark there. You can tell it was a lawnmower's blade. But I'm going to re-weld some of these seams and re-grind it, and then get the hitch on, make sure it fits, drill the holes, and then paint it. It'll work. It's not pretty, but like, it's good enough. I'm doing the wheels in green. I'm going to go get a set of used tires, put on these, and I really just got to finish up the paint, which I'm really close on. I've got 3 cans of yellow left, so that's how much more paint I've got. And then paint the wheels and get the tires, and then this thing will roll around and I can put it where I want it to. So that's kind of my workflow right now. I'm going to put a 2-inch ball on that so you can tow like something behind this if you need to. For instance, like 2 trailers, like a train, which would be awesome. It was essentially a rotting piece of garbage when I got it. I hauled it off of my family's land in West Virginia, and gotten it this far. So it's been pretty fun. I can't wait to see it all done, and then I can get this part, this half of my outdoor shop space organized, because that is just shameful. Look at that. That's terrible. The other side's a lot better. This is an old Gehl hay wagon running gear that I got from my family's farm in West Virginia, and finally finished the paint and got the tires on it today. It's if you don't look too close, the paint job's actually pretty good. And I realize that these are John Deere colors. I just like them. Well, let's go get some wood. All right, wood's back. 18 2x6s. Time to deck it. You better check yourself before you deck yourself. Yeah. There's some weird parts about me, I reckon. All right, time to get started on decking this trailer. So I'm going to do, I got some 10-foot 2x6s. I'm going to do the trailer 7 feet wide. So the first thing I need to do is make a 7-foot wide piece that fits onto this and that. I found out earlier this middle piece is about basically 2 inches taller, roughly, than the ends here, which is kind of annoying, but we'll be able to figure it out. So let's get started. This needs to be 7 feet long. I'd be very open to Milwaukee Tools giving me some sort of sponsorship. I don't think that's probably ever going to happen, but golly, I like the product. This might not be a great idea, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a hammer, make an impression of where that is, and then I've got a hole saw that should drill it out. That'll work. I think I've diagnosed my problem is generalized incompetence and lack of experience. That was ugly and way harder than it should have been. This is one of the things about doing this kind of stuff that's like, oh, I don't really know how to do that. I've never done that before. Let me see if I can figure it out. Oh, I'm gonna say that's pretty nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Something really fun about taking something old and crappy and making it newer and a little less crappy. Because what I need all of you to know is this will still be crappy. It'll just be a little less crappy. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but I've been working on this for like 10 months. It's nice to finally be getting it done. All right, so my phone is dying, so I'm going to charge it, but I can't stop working, so I'll pick it back up here in just a few minutes.
It was at this point when my mic stopped working. So I'm installing the deck here. I'm using deck screws and surveying my work. This is always the fun part of a project where it really starts to come together quickly and in a big way. You can see me cutting the, I guess would be the king plate on a boat, the middle piece of wood that's a little less wide than everything else, screwing it in, and then deciding to walk around. Look at that.
I'm really, really happy with how everything went. I think it looks awesome. I'm not quite done.
But I mean, who doesn't love a fall hayride? So good to be at this point. Now, I never thought I wouldn't get there, but golly, it feels like a long time coming. If you're ever wondering how many cans of spray paint it takes to paint something like this, a lot. 25 cans of spray paint. It's pretty fun to have found your true calling at 30 years old. My true calling is towing my children and my wife around on the hay wagon with my tractor. Set up, very comfortable. And coming home from work to give them a hayride is just the best thing ever.